Hey guys, this is Subhashish Mishra, your test coach. Today we will learn how to write our first test case using Protractor. Let's find a website which we want to automate. We'll take an Angular based application. As you know, Protractor is built for specially Angular based applications. Though we can also use non-Angular based applications, but the first preference will give to the Angular based application. Let's go to the official website of the Protractor. Just type Protractor in your Google. So this first website you see, right, Protractor end-to-end testing for AngularJS. This is the official website for Protractor. You can go to down and you can click on this tutorial. Click on this. Here you will get all the setup, and here inside this write test, here there is an example website. So let's click on this. Let's open it in a different tab. Okay, so this is a super calculator. So what we'll test here is we'll try to add something, we'll try to multiply something. Let's do some add. So we'll test this website, how it is working, and whatever the different operations we'll do here, addition, subtraction or multiplication, we'll test all those things. So before to that, how do you know that this is an Angular based application? So to know that, you can use few extensions in your Chrome and you can check that. So here you can see one extension I have already, which is known as Quatrons. If you click here, it is giving me AngularJS, JavaScript framework AngularJS, and it known as Quatrons. One more also I have, which is this Vapalizer. If you click here, this also give AngularJS. So we know this is an Angular based application. If you want to add it to your Chrome browser, you can click on the new tab and click on the apps. Then you can see the web store here. Click on this. So in this search, the store is there, right? So here you can search whatever the extensions you are looking for. So here we will search for Quatrons. So you are seeing it is already added. If it is, when you will not have this one, you will get an option to add it. You can just add it to your browser. Similarly, you can do for Vapalizer. You can just search Vapalizer, and again it is added for me, which you can see these two things, Quatrons and Vapalizer. So you just add it to your browser, so you can check if it is a Angular based application or not. So in our previous video, we have already learned how to set up a project in Visual Studio. We have two folders, one is conf and one more is test cases. Let's see our conf file. So here it says direct connect as true, which means we don't have to connect Selenium server separately. Here we are seeing a browser as Chrome and we are using framework as Jasmine. I have explained in the previous video, by default Protractor uses Jasmine framework. So Jasmine is an open source testing framework for JavaScript. As you have installed Protractor, by default you will have Jasmine. So we don't have to install Jasmine again, it's already there. Here you can see the spec. So whenever we'll write some new test cases, we will change according to that, whatever the spec file we need to give. And this is default timeout interval. Now we'll add a new file inside our test cases folder. So let's add it. Let's create a new file and we will name it as fast test in Protractor. Okay, so we will, let's click on this. We have not added anything as of now. We'll use Jasmine framework for writing our test case. So I will help you to understand little bit more about Jasmine before we start writing anything. So let's understand Jasmine first. As you know, Jasmine is a behavior driven development framework for testing JavaScript code. It doesn't depend on any other JavaScript frameworks. It doesn't require a DOM and it has a clean, obvious syntax so that you can easily write tests. So this is the Jasmine syntax. So here you can see describe and here you can see IT. Let me explain you what is this describe block in Jasmine. A describe block is like a test suite in Jasmine tests. It holds a set of test cases that are called it. This one IT. So describe is your test suite and IT is your test case. So as you understand in your testing concept, one test suite can contain multiple test cases. So inside one describe block, you can have multiple IT blocks, which means multiple test cases. Any test scripts begin with a keyword describe. It's a global function provided by Jasmine. This takes two parameters, string and function. Here you can see in our describe, here is a string and here is a function. The first parameter string is just the name of the test script. So this is nothing but your test suite name, whatever the suite you are going to execute, right? You can give the name of that suite. If it is for example a regression suite, you can name it like that. If it is a functional suite, you can name it like that. The first parameter string is just the name of the test script. The second parameter is a function that consists of the whole bunch of code snippets or implementation of the test case. So this is the function and inside that we have the code what we are writing. So I'll repeat, the second parameter is a function that consists of the whole bunch of code snippets or implementation of the test case what we are trying to implement. Describe blocks acts as a container for it blocks. Typically, a describe block contains one or more it blocks. Describe block can be considered as a test suite as it holds multiple test cases. So, a describe block is a suite and IT block is a test case. Let me explain some more about IT block. IT block is placed inside the describe block in Jasmine test. One IT block is equivalent to one test case. Jasmine doesn't restrict a number of IT blocks. You can have any number of IT blocks. There can be any number of IT blocks inside the describe block. It is a global function in Jasmine. Just like describe block, IT block takes two parameters. One is a string and other is a function. The first parameter string is just the name of the test case. You can give whatever name you want to give to your test case. Again, the second parameter is the function which consists of the whole bunch of code snippets or implementation of the test case. So you can have multiple IT block inside the describe block, which means you can have multiple test cases inside a test suite. You also can get all this information from Jasmine official website. Let me show you that. Let's go to Google and type Jasmine framework. So here you can see Jaspin documentation, then introduction. See here. So this is what I was showing to you. So this is the describe block, IT block, and this is the Jasmine introduction. You can go through these things also. Let me copy this for now, and let's go to our Visual Studio and let's paste this in our first test in Protractor. Whatever we are going to write, let's paste it here, and now we will change it according to our test case. So we'll give our test suite name as, so I have explained, right, this is a test suite name. So we'll name it as fast protractor suite. Okay, and what we want to verify, the test case name. So for example, we are landing it here, right, in this, we are going to test this website, so we'll land it here. So we'll tell whether we'll verify the page URL. So we'll name it as test case name as verify page URL. So we gave the suite name and we gave the test case name, and this is our function. So inside this function we'll write our own code. So for now I'm just removing this line. We'll write what we actually need. So first thing what we need to do is we have to open the Chrome browser, and then we have to type the URL, and then we will verify the whatever the URL opened in that page is correct or not. So how we will launch the browser and open the URL in Protractor, that we need to understand. For that, let's go to the Protractor documentation page and see what are the methods available in Protractor. To do that, again what you can do is you can type Protractor API. So again in this, we are in this website. So here you can see all these methods given by Protractor API. You can go through all these things. So first thing we want to launch the browser and we want to type the URL. So let's see what are the method available in Protractor API to launch a browser and type the URL. So let's type browser here as such. So anyway, it's showing all these browser details. Now you can see one get method, right? Let's click on this. Browser.get used to launch the browser and open the website by the URL given here. Then there is a expect statement. So this is used to verify if we have navigated to the correct website or not. So what it is doing is it is doing browser.get current URL. It is taking the current URL from where we have navigated and it is comparing to what we are what we are expecting. It is comparing with the expected result. So for now what we will do is let's copy this. We'll copy only this and paste it here. Let's give the correct URL here. I have deleted this. Now let's go to our website which we are testing. This is super calculator. Let's take this, copy this URL and paste it here, save it, and let's execute our test case. So before to that we have to update in the con.js our, because now you can see, right, it is example underscore spec.js. We need to update it to our fast test. So copy relative path and update it here, save it. Now go to terminal and open a new terminal, write protractor conf, then con.js. I have explained these things in my previous video. If you don't understand, please go through that video once. Let's execute it now. Oh, this is very fast. So what we'll do now is let's add some browser width, browser dot sleep. Let's add 5000, save it, and let's execute it. So you are seeing we are now in the super calculator. We are in this page. So it is waiting for 5 seconds and it got executed. So you can see one test case got passed, one is green, and one spec is passed, 0 failures, and it's finished in 5.627 seconds. So what is the next thing we can do here is we'll try to maximize the browser. So for that, what we can do, browser dot manage dot window dot maximize. Let's execute it. See, your browser got maximized and you are seeing the website what we are looking for. But we need to validate the page URL. How we'll do that? Let's go to our API, Protractor API. So what it was giving? It was giving this expect statement, right? We'll use this expect statement. Copy this and let's paste it here. Okay, so what we are expecting, we want it, we should land in this. So copy this and put your expected result here, save it, and let's execute it now. See, it got executed. Even whatever URL we are looking for, we are landing in the same page. We are landing in the same page. You can see one spec is passed. Similarly, we'll add one more IT block. I have told you, right? Inside one describe block, you can have multiple IT block. Describe is your test suite and these are your test cases. So we'll add one more test case. So you can copy entirely this statement and this block, Control C, and you can come down, you can add it here. So here what we will do is we will verify page title. To verify the page title, what we can do, we can use this expect statement and here browser dot get title. So this get title method will return the title of the web page. So for example, now here what is the page title, how we will find that? So you can do right click, inspect, and inside the header here head you can see the title. So title is super calculator here. So we are expecting super calculator. So copy this and expect browser.getTitle to be, we'll paste it. What we are expecting? We are expecting super calculator. Save it and let's execute our test case. So it's getting executed. First test case is getting executed. Then second test case is getting executed and it's closed. So we are seeing two specs, 0 failures. So both the test cases got passed. So let's see if we'll add, for example, super calculator 1, for example, we added. Let's see it is failing or not, because it should be super calculator. If we are giving super calculator 1, it means it should fail. Let's do that. Let's verify. it's getting executed. Now second one is getting executed. Yeah, now you can see, right, two specs, one failure, and why it is failed, that also we'll see. If we'll go up, what it is telling, expected supercalculator to be supercalculator 1. So our browser.get title gave supercalculator, but what we are trying to expect here, we are trying to expect supercalculator 1, supercalculator and supercalculator 1, these two are not same, that's why it failed. That's why if you will give the correct expected result, your test case will pass. So that's how we can verify, we can test. So you wrote your first test cases using Protractor. In our next tutorial we will learn how to write test cases for this addition and subtraction and all. Before to that we will learn what are the locators present in Protractor, then we will learn all these things. Thank you. Thank you. Please like, share and subscribe my channel.